May profits be upon you. We're going to go through every doggone Forex pair, every doggone Forex pair. What I'm looking at is the majors and the crosses, all of them, right? I got a long list and we're going to go through them efficiently. I'm not going to do a whole lot of digression. I'm going to try to do my best. All right. So just work with me, will you? Just work with me. That's all I'm asking you to do. Now let's start off. Let me start off by saying a lot of these markets are overextended. All right. Like the Dixie, it's just one big push last week. That was just utterly ridiculous push to the upside, right? This is the daily chart. And what a lot of people want to do is play the counter trend trade and take the pullback. All right. So what's important is to find the demand zone and the supply zone above and below price, where price could have may have potential to turn the other way. Okay. So in this case, let's start off with the Dixie. Let's just kick this thing right off, shall we? All right. You see on the daily, it's obvious that price is just in an uptrend. All right. A very strong and powerful uptrend. The weekly's up. Everything is up. Weekly, daily, 4 hour. Everything's up. There is no shorting this. All right. Unless you want to take a counter trend trade, which are a little riskier. Okay. And you want to catch the pullback. All right. Because there will be a pullback. We just have to know where the demand zone is, where the supply zone is. All right. So we don't have data over here to the left on capital.com. We don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to the futures chart on the Dixie. All right. And if we go to the futures chart, we can see we have reached a daily zone of supply. I don't know why I decided to go this route. Let's see if we can get over here to the left. Thank you. All right. And we can see a supply zone here. Okay. Well made. We have a displacement and we have an imbalance area. So prices midway up. All right. Midway up. So I am looking for when price touches the extreme of this zone, I'm looking for price to come to start making a pullback. All right. And then I will eventually look for this zone, this daily zone to give out, to fail. All right. And go to the higher zone above. Okay. That's what I'm looking at. All right. We already went over the COT report. Hey, if you have not looked at the futures individual technical analysis for each individual currency futures that I did just yesterday and posted yesterday, look at that first. Stop what you're doing now. Go look at that first, and then you'll be better informed about the analysis I'm going to take you through here. Okay. So, and I went over the COT reports with them. All right. So we're in demand, and we can look for anyway signs of bearish price action. You follow me? All right. This is the only time I'm going to spend a bunch of time on that kind of situation. I want to make sure we get this understood from the beginning. Okay. So we're in demand. We're in demand. We're in supply. And what I'm looking for is the bearish price action to come. All right. And I want you to understand something, that this is the trading range. This is the bottom. This is the top. This is premium price. This is discount price. You want to take longs from discount. You want to take shorts from premium. Okay. That's 50% up above 50 and below the 50% premium discount. Good. So price, we want to see price come back down here. Now I have a demand zone here, a daily zone that price could very well find bullish price action and continue higher. And, but this is the zone, this isn't my favorite zone. This is the zone. Why? Because it's in a flip area. Let's go to the 4 hour. And what we can see is there was supply here. Okay, let me get rid of that. There was supply here. Price reacted to that supply and broke through, leaving behind a demand zone. This is where I would want to look for that bullish price action. All right, it's going to take a minute. It would take a minute for price to get down there. It may not happen next week. It may not happen the week after, but we would have to see a snapping back of some kind. This impulse needs to be corrected, and I believe the correction will likely happen here if it's so if it feels fit enough. Price could come and sweep that low here into this demand, this 4-hour demand flip, and we can look here. So we have two places, two areas to look for bullish price action once the pullback starts. All right, if you want to look for the short to take down here, look on the 4-hour, look for bearish price action to start between Monday and Tuesday. Look for that bearish price action to start, and look on your 15-minute for confirmations that price is going to head down. And we're talking about a break of market structure on the 15-minute. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to the Euro USD. I'm going to take you to the big chart. All right, I want to make note. I want to make note that you want to use that the Dixie chart, the US dollar index, to gauge the majors. All right, if we see the pullback, that means we're going to see weakness in the dollar, and that means we're going to see strength in its pairs: the Euro USD, the Pound USD, the NZD USD, Aussie USD. All right, we're going to see that. All right, we're going to see weakness in the USD CAD, the USD JPY, and the USD Swiss. All right, so well, you want to make sure if you're playing the majors, you want to make sure you keep an eye on US dollar. Okay, the US dollar index. All right, so we're on the Euro USD. We can see obviously that this is a very nice and well-defined downtrend. All right, lower lows, lower highs. We're breaking market structure to the downside, going deeper and deeper. And you can see last week was a very, very bearish week. This is the inverse of the US dollar index. All right, we have run into a daily zone of demand. Easy. All right, the very opposite of what the US dollar index is doing. All right, so what are we looking for? We're looking for bullish price action here. All right, for a pullback to supply. All right, let's look at the 4-hour, and what we can see is that we have a pretty decent zone of supply here. This is not a flip. This is not a flip. We broke this demand here. There wasn't a whole lot of reaction to it. Price came back down, breaking this, right? Breaking these lows, these lower lows and whatnot, breaking these lows, and made a very hard move to the downside. So price is already starting to show signs of exhaustion with the last bullish close on the 4-hour bullish close. It's a doji, so this is a sign of exhaustion, and price may be pulling back. All right, do I expect the downtrend to continue? Of course I do, but every impulse gets corrected, right? So be careful with that. All right, look for the bullish price action here. Look for confirmations on your 15-minute time zone. All right, what am I talking about? I'm talking about, if I can get to it, I'm talking about looking for price to make a break of structure to the upside, and then we can wait for price to come back at or below that break of market structure, and then we can come up. All right, that's if you want to take a counter trend trade. All right, I'm looking for shorts. You should be looking for short, because that's the name of the game here. All right, there is a buy to sell wicks here. All right, there's a good chance price may just want to come here and then come down further. All right, so be on the lookout if you're looking for shorts. Be on the lookout for counter trend. Be on the lookout for confirmations that price may want to turn around here, but I'm looking for price to fill this impulse, this imbalance, I'm sorry. All right. And we can take our shorts from here. We'll go to the 15 minutes as soon as it come into contact with this POI, and we'll look for that break of market structure. Okay. We need to see that break of market structure to confirm that price wants to come down. All right. And I think this is a great supply area to look for it. And again, if you want to take the counter trend trade up, look for your 15-minute confirmations to the downside. All right. Again, I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to draw it again. All right. What you want to do is right now, you want to monitor 15-minute time frame for your confirmations. This is your confirmation. All right. You want to see price confirm that it wants to go up. Make it so low, pulls back, makes a lower low, breaks that pullback high, and then you catch the pullback into the demand zone here. So you can take price up. All right, that's a counter trend trade. Don't shoot for the moon. You only look for 15-minute targets. All right. This is where I would limit it. You don't shoot, you don't look for to swing for the fences and counter trend trades. Okay. Go with the trend. The trend is your friend. All right. And wait. And I would caution you for those counter trend trades. Wait until you see supply fail. Wait until you see supply fail before you take buys. You remember I said that. That's a rule of thumb. Let's move on. All right. Euro CAD. Let's go to the daily. What do we have? This is in a range. Already, you should be caution. You should be on caution. All right. When you see prices in a range, you want to stay away from the middle. You want to stay away from the middle. You want to just trade the edges. All right. Take your shorts at the highs. You want to take your longs from the lows of that trading range. All right. We are in a trading range. Now, what I want you to pay attention to here is price swept the highs. This is the way market makers love to do. They come down, they generate orders, right? And before they make their move, all right, this is the accumulation stage. Once they make their move, they're going to sweep the stop losses below. They're going to sweep the stop losses above, and then they're going to make their move. All right. It could go up higher, or in this case, because the euro is very weak, the CAD is weak as well, but the CAD is stronger than the euro, relatively speaking. And you see it's bringing price down. All right. Wait until you see this supply zone. All right. This supply zone fail. Wait until you see it fail and catch the supply flip. All right. Boom. All right. And take your short there. That's what I would suggest if you're going to trade this. That would be aggressive. Again, you want to take your trade from the high. All right. You see that price swept liquidity, swept the stop losses here. All right. We've already done it here. Swept it up here. I'm looking for price to continue low. That's it. That's what I'm looking for. Here's the deal. You see the trading range, right? Price pulled down, right? Dithered a little bit, and then finally went down lower, sweeping the lows. And we finally get to pull up into premium price. All right. You should be looking for price to go lower. All right. Just look at the currency strengths of each of these currencies, and you'll agree that euro is weaker than the CAD, and CAD is pulling you can look at the price action and see that the CAD is pulling the price down. All right. So again, I would want you to wait until this supply is taken out. Right. Suppose it does something like this and then comes back, and I'm looking for a high probability trade, wherever this supply is. I'm looking to take that supply home. All right. If price pulls back up, sweeps this high, this is where I would be looking for my high probability trade to the downside. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie. I have a little post-it note on this just for me. Let me go to the daily. Very similar, similar structure, right? You see that price is very bearish. Boom, 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 making lower lows and lower highs, easy enough, just like its cousins that I just went over. All right, so we're in the range, right? We're in this range. Boom, I missed. All right, boom, boom. All right, swept the low. Very nice. We have a nice pullback. Why is it pulling back? Interesting question, right? Because this is the trading range. All right, high to low. I got it over here. All right, and price pulled back into premium price as opposed to discount. And we want to take our shorts from premium price. Price came above that premium price. All right, there are relative equal highs here. So I'm very aware that the pullback may not be over. It may want to come here for a better price for shorts. All right, and we'll be ready here. If price reaches up here, we'll look for bearish price action on the 15-minute to confirm that price wants to continue lower, and we can get on downtown, right? But if price decides to take out this 4-hour demand zone, let's go to the 4-hour. All right, if price decides this is where it wants to make its turn, all right, and I would wait until this zone is taken out. You see, we're having a nice response, a nice reaction to this zone. If price fires through it and pulls back, I'm waiting for the supply that is left behind for a high probability trade to the downside. I call it high probability because the Aussie is stronger than the Euro USD, and you can see that in the price action itself. All right. So wait until this demand zone fails in order to take your short, right? If it in fact wants to do that, okay? If price takes out these highs, remember there are relative equal highs here. All right, that's a very big draw on price. If price decides to sweep these highs, I'll wait for the mitigation here because I'm looking for short trades here. This is a bearish market. I'm looking to follow the trend. Easy enough, right? So either we wait here or we wait until this is taken out and we can take out trade here. Got it? Easy enough. Okay. Let's go to the Euro JPY. All right, Euro JPY. Let's take a look at the daily. All right. This one's going the other way, isn't it? Very interesting. Look at the daily. All right. The daily has been bullish. All right. With higher highs and higher lows. Easy enough to see. All right. Where have we come to? We have run into a zone. This is a weekly zone, actually. A weekly zone of supply. If we go to the weekly, we can see that. All right. Comes all the way up here. Boom. Do we expect price to continue bullish? No. All right. The euro, the yen has been very weak up until last week, until the Bank of Japan decided to intervene and do something about their devaluation policy. All right. So we see the reaction as soon as that news came out, right? But that bearish candle, this is how the week closed. This is how the week closed. This is the weekly time frame. This is how the week closed. All right. I expect more bearishness, especially after a mitigation of a higher time frame zone. Does that make sense to you? Stop and listen. Stop and think. All right. So what am I thinking? I'm looking for demand to fail before I take a trade into that demand zone. I don't want to take a trade into demand just to have it come fly back up and smack me in the mouth. All right. I'm looking for demand to fail. All right. We're in that area. All right. We're in that area. So if we take a look at the 4-hour, I want to see this fail. Hold on a second. All right. I'm looking at a pullback. All right. We had a very nice impulsive move. I'm looking for correction to it. All right. I'm not sure if this meets that that correction criteria, right? All right. So I'm looking at this demand zone just about to fail. And when I say fail, I mean, I want to see a break of a bottom candle close below these lows. All right. And if this one fails, I'm looking at this one to fail because there are relative equal lows to come and mitigate this lower zone down here. So right from here, all right, price is in supply. All right. And this supply is likely the spot that price will come back and test. And what I would suggest is you look for price to take out this high, all right, to sweep it, all right, sweep it before it goes down. All right, this is a doji, all right, and this is the demand zone. I mean the supply zone off of this supply flip. I would wait until this supply is done. All right, I'm looking for price to open, maybe sweep this high, and then continue down for a mitigation here, quite possibly a return here, and then continue down further. So if price decides to come up higher to this unmitigated zone up here, all right, there was a sweep. There was a sweep there. Matter of fact, I'm going to make sure I make a note of this so I don't forget it. Come on. All right. I thought I did that right. Apparently I did not. All right. Let's try that again. All right. I can just get my love together. All right. Here we go. All right. So we did get a sweep. All right. So I'm looking for price to hold here. All right. If it doesn't, I'll be looking for here. And exactly like I've been saying, look for 15-minute confirmations. All right. I want to see a 15-minute confirmation when the price comes up here. Boom, boom, boom. Right. I want to see a price sweep, quite possibly sweep this high, show a 15-minute break of market structure, and then head down. All right. And I'm looking to hold that short. All right. Price may come back from up here from a mitigation and then come down here, because this would be after the candle body break and close below. This would be the area that I would look for the flip. All right. From demand to supply flip. Very good. Very good. Okay. Let's move on. Euro Swiss. Let's go to the daily. Okay. Okay. Oh, man, what is that? All right, I got another little post-it note there for me. All right, so I'm not sure why I'm having so much trouble. Okay, so we are bearish, right? Easy enough to see. This is the daily. Each candle is a day, and we broke major market structure there, down to the south, down to the south, right? And what am I looking at? This is Euro Swiss now. Euro Swiss. We know the euro is very weak, but relative to that weakness, the Swiss much stronger, and you can see that reflected in the price. This is a daily candle. All right. We had some chop going on. All right. If you got involved in that, too bad for you. All right. But look how the week closed. Very, very bearish. All right. That's a very bearish close. And I'm looking for more to continue, more to come after that. All right. We have a demand zone here that's on the 4-hour. All right. So what are we looking for? What are we looking for? I'm looking for shorts, of course, and nothing but. All right. So what even though we are running into a very nicely a handsome looking demand zone here, all right, some people want to say, hey, it's a demand zone, we can take it up. No. Just because it's a demand zone, no. What you want to do is wait until this zone. Okay, I did this again. What you want to do is wait. You gotta wait till I get myself together. All right. What you want to do is wait until this demand zone is taken out. All right. Price is gonna eat its way through. All right. So this is what I want you to watch out for. All right. The reaction. We have an inside candle here. All right. We got an inside candle here going on. All right. Look for that inside candle to signal where price may have a the peak of the rejection before it takes out this low. All right, this is where I would be looking for my demand to supply flip, and this is where I'll be looking for 15-minute confirmations to take price lower. Easy. All right, now if price does push up, I would think this would be the first place it would look for that supply, a 4-hour supply, to ricochet off of. If price does make it up here, I'm definitely, you heard me say it here, folks, I'm definitely looking for price to quite possibly come on down. All right, but I want to see this taken out first. All right, I want to see this taken out first. All right, if price goes up there, comes down, I'm looking here for the flip. That looked quite ugly the way I just drew that. Let's do it this way. All right, if price moves up here, I'm looking for 15-minute confirmations to come down. All right, if price decides to pull up there and then comes down and breaks this zone, I'm looking here for the demand, for the supply responsible for taking out this zone, and then I'll take my chances there. Either scenario, it's going to work out. All right, let's go to the next one. Euro pound. This is an interesting one. All right, this market is very bullish. Why? Because the euro is way stronger than the pound. The pound is the weakest of all of the currencies right now, the weakest. And you can see on the daily how that weakness is reflected. We have a break of market structure to the upside. That is the sign that we are bullish in that market. All right, on this time frame, we are bullish daily. All right, the weekly there's no difference. You can see how parabolic that move looks. Right. So if we go down to the 4-hour, where we take care of business, all right, we have run into higher time frame zone of supply. Higher time frame zone of supply. All right, I am looking for price to react to this. All right, and I'll be looking on the 15-minute for 15-minute confirmations for price to come down. All right, now I'm looking here first. All right, to see if price is going to hold here and continue higher, because this may be the beginnings of a demand zone. This is the reaction. I'm looking for that reaction, right? And then the breaking of this zone and having price return here for the continued bullish move to the upside. The trend is your friend. I'm waiting to get on that friend train. All right, that friend trend. All right, here. All right, when price pulls back, maybe it'll pull back here. All right, give us that reaction, and we'll see. But I'm looking for a supply to demand flip. It's that easy. All right, I'm looking for the reaction. All right, maybe that reaction comes all the way down here. We come back into the imbalance down here. That would be nice. All right, there's an imbalance here too. All right, but if price comes down here, price makes it down here, I'll be looking for bullish price action on the 15. And I'm hoping that we can see something like this. And then whatever demand zone is here, that's where I'm looking for price to return to so we can take it up. Let's move on. Next. All right. Listen, if you want to take your short here, a counter trend trade short, all right, look for your 15-minute confirmations, and don't look too far for your exit. This is structure here. Put your TP here. That's what I would suggest. Don't look for price to come down and sweep and all this stuff down here. All right. Don't look. That's not that wouldn't be a wise TP, because then you're looking for a reversal, and I don't think this market's going to reverse. Let's go to the last one in euro. out of the euro pairs. This is euro NZD. I'm not really, thrilled with this chart. All right. NZD and euro are about the same strength as far as weak. All right. They're both weak. And if we look at the close of the last 7 days, we've been pretty bullish, right? We've been pretty bullish. All right. The euro has been outperforming the New Zealand dollar. Okay. If we go to the daily, things started to go sideways. Okay, no problem. All right, we have a relative equal highs up here. Price could very well go up here and mitigate that daily zone, and we'll look for a reaction there. Do I think that this bullish trend will continue? I have the idea in my head that it will. Why? Because it did make a lower high. It did respect this low. All right, and we this low is still looks to be pretty strong, but because it did seem to have some legs to it, but we didn't break that high. We haven't made a new high yet, and we might be on our way to doing it. So I'm trying to be patient with it. Okay. Now, here's the deal. What I'm working on is this high is weak because it didn't break this low. All right. So I'm looking for price to liquidate this high, and I'm looking for price to continue up to mitigate that zone. All right. Take these relative equal highs out, and if I'm going to take a buy from this area, I want to take it up to here. That's where my TP will be. And you see all this consolidation here? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. So, but I am waiting for the sweep. What I told you when we first started the video, I'm waiting for the sweep. I'm looking for a low sweep, quite possibly down here, but at least this one, I'm looking for this low sweep, looking for bullish price action. And I want to take this high out. I want to take these relative equal highs out here. All right. And continue up. I think this is a valid setup, and we'll see how it goes. All right. So look for it here. If you're going to look for a counter trend trade, if you want to look for price to continue lower, make sure you wait until this zone is taken out. Then take the pullback to the supply that is here, and you can take it on down. All right. I don't recommend that at all, though, but go ahead and do your thing. Let's go to the pound pairs, pound USD, pound USD. Let's go to the daily. I like pound USD because it's a major, and the majors are pretty clear right now. We have, we have entered into a much higher time frame. All right, a demand zone. All right, this is a weekly and daily, a daily inside of a weekly. All right, nested in the weekly. All right, so we're at the extreme of the weekly in the daily, and it is firing through here. You see how Friday closed with hardly any wick? That is saying, hey man, we're going deeper. We're going deeper. All right, so I want to go deeper with it. All right. Now, if we go all the way over here to the left, you'll see exactly, well, not on this. This is Forex. You would see it on, waste a whole lot of time doing this kind of stuff. You got to go on FXCM, and you can see the data, and you can see that we're at a very important point. All right, this the downstairs under this, all right, is very clear. We get past this point, it's going to be bad. I was saying that for this point here, all right, when we broke this market structure, I said if we start trading below this, we're heading towards parity. We're heading towards parity, and we are heading there with like an ambulance. All right, heading to a crime scene, murder, just ridiculous. So you want to be careful now. All right, you want to be careful now. You want to be looking for shorts. All right, and you want to wait for a pullback to get in those shorts. You don't want to jump in now because you'll be catching a falling knife, and that's not what you want to do, right? All right, nobody wants to catch a falling knife. Not everybody's a juggler. Okay, so I'm going to go down to the 4 hour, and what we're going to see is no entry. No entry. All right. But what we're coming towards is an area that I call the I got that from ICT, the median threshold, median threshold. All right, we're coming towards the middle of this zone. All right, and in the middle of the zone is where important transactions take place. I don't want to waste your time with a whole bunch of this and that about it. But what I would like to see is a pullback, and I'll be looking here. All right, we have some buy to sell wicks here. All right, there is supply in those buy to sell wicks. All right, and maybe price will slow up here, start giving a 15-minute confirmations that of market structure being broke to the upside, and maybe we might look here at 1.1023 for a pullback. All right, I'm just saying, look for bearish price action here, and then we'll see price continue. All right, the other zone I'll be waiting for is the one up here. All right, and this is the one I would prefer. Of course, this is the one I would prefer because it gives us a better price, and the construction of the zone looks a little more, it looks more reliable. All right, it's the reaction to the entry into the zone, to the daily zone. So I like this. So I'm definitely going to be looking for some bullish price action, from a bearish price action once price reaches up here, and then we can take that on down. Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. We can just move on. I'll put that one back. Okay. Let's go to pound yen. All right. Pound, again, is the weakest of all currencies, and the yen happens to be gaining a little. It's turning around. It was the weakest. Bank of Japan came in and changed things up. Had to put a stop on the fall of their currency. So on the daily, what we can see, very bearish. All right, very bearish. The yen is just taking it down, just like the US dollar is taking down the sterling, right? We see this break of structure from this trading range. This is the best kind. All right, if price pulls back, what you can see a lot of times is price pulling back to the breakout area, to that breakout level, and test there. All right, so I'm definitely going to be looking on the lookout for that from that this daily zone. All right, you can see that there is a daily uptrend going on. All right, and we have a weekly zone down here, a weekly demand zone that I believe price is going to hit. All right, doesn't mean it's going to hit it immediately. We can get a pullback and then it comes down. All right, because this is quite a bit of ways. So what I'm looking for is, we have a sweep of liquidity on right here, right at the point of where you would expect some kind of reaction because of the trend line. You don't use trend lines to enter or exit trades, in my opinion. All right, you just use it to illustrate the fact that there's a trend going on. Okay, so let's go to the 4 hour, and on the 4 hour, this is what I was looking at. All right, this is what I just drew. Okay, so we have some zones here that we can see price pull back to. This is the one that I got my eye on for real. All right, because it's over by the breakout area. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for bullish price action here. If price breaks its high, breaks the high of this candle here, on the 15-minute, we start to see confirmations that price wants to turn around, a break of structure to the upside, then I'll be looking here, and I'll be looking here for reactions. All right, I'll be looking for confirmation once price reaches here on the 15-minute, and I will look to take that low out. All right, if it gets past this one, because it's not the most highly constructed, most strong construction there. All right, I'll be looking here for 15-minute confirmations to take to the downside. Okay, does that make sense? All right, we're just looking to see, because price travels from supply zone to demand zone, from demand zone to supply zone. So for me, that makes looking for entries, looking for possible entries, looking for at those points of interest. It makes finding the setups a little easier. Actually, a lot easier. Let's look at the next one: pound Aussie, pound Aussie, pound Aussie. Again, pound is the weakest. Aussie is a bit stronger. Let's go to daily. All right, what do we have? If we zoom out, we can see there's a demand zone that has just failed. All right, we see a healthy reaction to it here. So I am looking for, come on, man, I'm looking for price to come back up here for a test. All right, if it does, it does. That's a lot of momentum moving down. It doesn't necessarily have to do that. All right, let me make sure you understand that. But we did break structure coming down. So I'm looking for price to maybe start a complex pullback. All right, and come back up to the demand zone that is the supply zone that is responsible for taking out this demand zone. Okay, makes sense. And it's the same thing I've been looking for with all the pairs. All right, so there is imbalance to come and get. You know, there's a lot of imbalance for price to rebalance on the way up. So I'm definitely keeping my eye out for a revisit to this area. All right, we got a daily and the 4 hours in 4 hours embedded in the daily. All right, price can come up here, no problem. You know, what we're going to look for is bearish price action on the 15. Once price comes into contact, all right, I'm looking for bearish price action, and then we can take price on down. All right, price might continue to port torpedo into this, and this is where I'll be looking for a reaction. All right, at this higher time frame demand zone. I believe this is a daily demand zone. All right, and if you want to take your counter trend trade here, maybe up to there. All right, this will be your TP. No further. Don't be swinging for the fences, looking for price that comes sweet liquidity up here and all this stuff. All right, look for your bullish price action here, and then we can take it up to there. All right, it's a counter trend trade. You know, I recommend looking for sells. I'm recommending looking for sells. But if you want to take advantage of a move that you think will likely happen, and I think this is likely to happen, consider a counter trend trade, because there's a lot of pips to wait for price to get up here. There's a lot of pips in between. We can be putting those in our pockets. Let's move on to the next one. Pound Swiss franc. All right, let's look at the daily. We can see a well-formed zone of supply has already formed. We see how prices fell on Friday. All right, the Swiss is much stronger than the pound. I'm looking for this zone to be revisited, right? I'm looking for price to come back up here. Once it starts its pullback. All right, I'm not recommending jumping in here for a sell. Heck no. Falling knife, do not try and catch a falling knife. All right, so we have a lot of imbalance to come and get. I'm looking for price to come up here, and then we get out 15-minute confirmations, and we take price on down. That didn't look very clean. All right, that's a little bit more like it. All right, this is what I'm looking for. All right, so what I don't have is the demand zone that is waiting down there. All right, all I know is that we broke some long time lows. I'm talking about from 2011, all right, 2016, 2020, all right, COVID. This is the COVID low right there. We're trading below that. This is bad. This is bad for the pound. All right, and the Swiss is just going to run it down. All right, if I go to pounds and look on the weekly chart, I might be able to look at the target. Look how close my target is. All right, 1.05905. I believe we're going to hit that. That's because there's a demand zone here. all the way over here to the left somewhere. There we go. All right. And I want you to notice, this is all the data that we have on it. This is from 1974. All right. This is a demand zone here. All right. If y'all don't know, look up what happened with the Swiss during that time. All right. Look it up on Google. All right. This is 1974, I believe. Yes, 1974. Okay. November 1974. All right. So this is a demand zone. All right. So I'm looking for some bullish price action once price gets down here. All right. Spent too much time on this already. All right. This is a demand zone. So start looking for bullish price action now if you're looking for counter trend trades to take up to that that zone of supply I have already pointed out here. All right. Let's go to the 4-hour and you can see it very clearly. All right. And I'll be waiting for price to come back up in here. It might come up to the midpoint, all right, because there's an imbalance there. But I would be looking. As soon as price enters this space, all right, this range of supply, I'll be looking here first, all right, for bearish price action, all right. But the counter trend trade is coming because we're coming pretty close to that. We should be hitting the demand zone right now. Okay, so you can take it up if you want to. Pound CAD, pound Canadian dollar. All right, this one's pretty easy. All right, pound Canadian dollar. You can see on the daily. Look, this is 1 day's candle. That is horrible and ridiculous. Okay, we've hit 2 targets already. I put those 2 targets 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago on this. All right. And we killed it. Let's get rid of those. All right. I want to point out, we go to the weekly. All right. All the way over. This is an important part, an important point. Look, 2010. All right. This is 2010. That's where that low came, and we're now trading below that low. All right, from 2010, 12 years old. All right, so we're breaking supply, breaking a demand. I'm sorry, we broke 1 demand, we broke 2 demand. All right, 2 demand zones. All right, really, it's, you can combine them for both, but the point is, if we get back to the point, on the daily, you can see that we had a reaction here. Prices come down. So because when you have these kind of moves, just as a general thing, because when you have these kind of moves, expect price to take its time on that pullback. All right. So you might want to be looking for those counter trend trades, because price is going to make its way back up here. All right. And it may only come just up to the 50% mark. All right. But what we want to see is bullish price action. We want to see bullish price action with confirmations that price is going to come back up. And you can find that on the 15-minute. You wait for a demonstrative break of market structure and a pullback. All right. And a respect of that high. That low. And then you can take your trade in there and be on this ride. It's going to be a bit choppy on the way up. All right. Sometimes when you have moves like this, there's a big snapback. All right. To rebalance all of this. So it's going to be volatile this week. Just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Not just with the pound CAD, but we're looking at these charts, look for snapbacks. Okay. But we've already taken out these zones. And so I'm expecting price to give bullish price action now. And you wait for that bullish price action, and you can take a counter trend trade back up, and your TP will be here. Okay. So don't overshoot this. Don't think it's going up here. All right. Just, calm your coffee down, all right, calm that caffeine rush, all right, and look for the counter trend trade, but wait for bullish price action first. Okay, very good. Let's move on to the last of the pound pairs, pound NZD, pound NZD. You see I have it, that should be red. I don't know why it's not. All right, so let's take a look at the reason why I have it this way, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time with it. Look, this is the range. All right, we're coming down to the bottom of the range. Wait for clear signals here. Wait for clear signals here. All right, price didn't go back up to the top of the range. All right, come near it. All right, and we can see that it responded here to this zone. I like that. I like that. All right, responded to the zone, fell down. We have broken some short-term lows. All right, and I do believe that we are coming for this liquidity down here and this liquidity down here. All right, I do believe that we are going to take those lows. All right, because why? Pound is the weakest. NZD is weak. Let me tell you that. But relative to the pound, much stronger. All right, so what am I looking for? What would I suggest? I would tell you first and foremost, wait until supply is taken out. All right, wait until supply is taken out. Don't take a short into demand, and this is demand, by the way. All right, don't take a short into demand. Wait till this zone is taken out. Boom, boom, boom. Let it have a reaction, and then a push through, and then we have a demand zone here. All right, price can come back and we can take our shorts there. All right, that's it. That's the plan. You know, so me repeat this how many times now? All right, but I do believe that price is going to come and take this sell side liquidity, including here. All right, I do believe that. So, but don't take your short from here. Don't do that. All right. And as far as counter trend trades, we may get a counter trend trade because, again, we are at the bottom. Oh, man. All right. We are at the bottom of this trading range. All right. Price could very well turn back up and for a pullback. Okay, cool. All right. Just if we get bullish price action here, I'm not taking any buys here. I'm not doing it because we're in a range. All right, and price could turn around on you at any time. All right, you be shooting for the top of the range and it'll turn around here. All right, so I'm not recommending a counter trend trade in this situation. I'm saying wait for sells, and you already know what to look for as far as what zone to take your trade from. All right, if price pulls up from here, all right, it's coming into this whole zone of this whole range of supply, and starting from here, because this is the buy up before the aggressive sell off. This is where I would be looking for price. This is where it goes on my radar. Price comes all the way up in here. I'm looking for bearish price action. I'm looking for bearish price action to take it down. All right, that's if it comes up from here. If it breaks through here first, I'll be looking here. All right, this is what I'll be looking for again. I'm looking for price to come back up so I can take this down. All right, I didn't draw that very clear. Let me make sure you understand this. We're looking for the reaction here. All right, and then this is where I'll be looking for my trade. Okay, very good. Put that back. All right, let's go to the next one. Your USD JPY. USD JPY. We're halfway through, folks. We're halfway through. All right. USD JPY. Obviously, we have nothing but a very strong bullish trend, right? But look at this here. Look how we did it to the side here. This is how the yen is acting with US dollar. In times of recession, the yen outperforms the US dollar. All right, you bear that in mind. If we fall into recession, the yen will outperform the US dollar. All right. keep that in mind. But in this sequence, I'm looking for more bullishness. I'm looking for more bullishness until otherwise notified. All right. And this is something you want to be very careful of. Prices enter a range. Again, you got to be careful of ranges. For the reasons I've been talking about this whole seminar, all right, the webinar, whatever you want to call it. All right. So what you can see here is, first of all, I want to make sure you understand the week, how it closed. Big old doji. How come it didn't pull back? How come it didn't shoot up? 2 weeks of this. All right, 2 weeks of doji. All right, are we losing steam? Yeah, we're losing steam. The bullish steam. All right, and Thursday we had that Bank of Japan intervention. Boom. Right. Turns out on Friday we start to see a little recovery there. So I want you to be extra careful with this one. Extra careful. All right. Price did form a rather large bearish engulfer. All right. And I'm looking for more I would be looking for more bearishness to come after that. So I'm definitely going to watch for bearish price action, but I'm definitely going to be patient for confirmations. All right. So price is already swept. Price is already swept this high. All right. And we're coming in for a mitigation. Coming in for a mitigation of this unmitigated zone of supply. I'm looking for bearish price action here. All right. If I don't get it, if price continues higher and takes that high out, that's fine. No trade. All right. But if I get that bearish price action, I'm definitely looking for price to come on down. I just need to see that break of market structure and a pullback. All right. From here, I will take it on down to Chinatown. All right. As far as counter trend trades, I would say wait and see. Wait and see, because this one here, it's a range, and you see in this range, it popped to the top, like I said earlier. It already swept the bottom. All right, we got to pull back into the middle. This is an interesting area. You don't want to jump into trades. You should avoid trading in the middle of zones, in the middle of ranges. Avoid trading in the middle of these areas. All right, and if you do, make sure you wait for confirmation that it's going up or down. It's hard to see that in the middle of a range. All right, I'm hoping price comes up here. I'm hoping price comes right up here to the extreme of this supply zone. All right, this is a wide zone. This is a pretty wide zone, and I'm hoping that price makes its way up to this portion. All right, but we'll see, because all it did up to this point is fill in the fair value gap that's here. So it bears watching. It bears being very, very careful, trading carefully. Okay, but this is where I would expect price to come and trade into this area, the what do you call it, the base candle of this bearish engulfer pattern. But I'm expecting more bearishness to come to this market. Okay, so let's look at the USD CAD. USD is much stronger than the CAD. USD is much stronger than the CAD. That's all I'm going to say on that. All right, so you can see it's a very bullish market. All right, we have been bullish for a while, a little choppy bullish, but it's still bullish. All right, you can see, price breaking higher and higher and higher. Then we get that nice parabolic move to the upside on the daily, right? And how did the week close? The week closed full on bullishness, right? So prices in this we've entered a weekly zone. This is actually a weekly zone, right? If we do it like this here, all right, and I refined it on the daily. I refined it to on the daily to the extreme of the zone, and I think that's where we're heading. All right. So when we get here, I would, if you're looking for counter trend trades, I'd wait for price to get here for bullish price action. All right. You see, I have the range of this move from here to here. All right. The price pulls back below the 50%. I don't know why I got it in this fashion. All right. If price pulls back in the 50% of the below the 50%, will be in the area where I want to take a buy. And you can see this is a flip zone. All right. The supply zone was taken out, and here is the demand that was responsible for it. I would love to take a trade from down here. It may decide to take this decisional box here, the demand zone here. All right. But I am looking forward to coming to one of these, doggone it. So a counter trend trade, because of the distance and the range of to take a good trade here, I think is there. So we look for bearish price action, all right, for the counter trend trade up here, and we can take it down here, and we'll wait in these areas for a bullish price action, and on the 15-minute to confirm that price wants to go higher. I'll be looking for here or here. Okay. But this is going to be the first thing I look for. Okay. Next, your USD Swiss. The Swiss is something else, man. The Swiss is one of the stronger ones. All right. So you can see all these big moves are a big neutral move. Really. And it's a range. And you again, I don't know how many times I gotta express this. When price is ranging, you wait until it breaks that range, man. All right, don't take trades from the middle. It's not healthy. It's not a healthy endeavor. Okay. 10 out of 10 trades, you may win 50%. You may win 40 of those, and half of them are going to work, half of them are not going to work. And it's not an efficient trade to take. So what I would tell you to do, all right, because the US dollar is stronger than the Swiss, I'm looking for more upside action. I see that we have relative equal highs here on the daily. Price is right now fighting in supply. All right, we may get a pullback. We may get a stronger reaction here. All right, but I'm waiting for this supply to fail before I take longs. I'm waiting for this supply to fail. All right, if we pull back after a mitigation, do I want to take a buy from here? If I have the range, yeah, I would think to take this trade, because I don't think it's going lower, because the US dollar is stronger than the Swiss. All right, but you'll say, oh, but we're in the middle. Oh my God, oh, we're in the middle. All right, I would have my expectations really limited and capped. Okay, from here, I'm looking for price to take out these highs and take the draw on price, which is those relative equal highs, right? I'm looking at this demand, all right, and I don't want to take a trade into supply if it's not already taken out. All right. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for this reaction. We can see the reaction on the 4 hour. All right. Clearly on the 4 hour. This is what I'm looking for. And then price comes back here. Fine. We take it up. But if price mitigates this and then comes down here, do I want to take this trade? Do I want to take a trade here? I don't. I'm letting you know that. I do not want to take a trade from here. All right. But I'm looking for bullish price action. I'm looking for price to hold here. All right. And this is a dangerous place to take a trade. All right. This is low probability. If you're going to take one here, make sure you think about a smaller position size, because price could very well want to take out this low, and then bounce here, and then come up. All right, because look how the swath of the movement. All right, this isn't my favorite place to take trades. So wait until this is out. This is the safest thing. Wait until this is taken out. All right, I believe if price comes here, there's a good chance that it goes higher because of the strength of the US dollar over the Swiss. Okay, and we'll be coming up towards these highs. All right, but there's so much inherent danger of taking a trade from the middle of a range. All right, what I'm looking at is a break of structure here, a pullback, and continuation. Okay, this is what I'm looking at. Take from it what you will. All right, we have a couple of zones here on the 4-hour that you want to be aware of. This one is the most attractive to me, but it's swept liquidity on the way up. So I do like the way this is constructed. All right, so be careful here. Be careful here. All right, we're getting a reaction, and I believe we may see that this high taken and a return. So I would definitely be looking. The low was not swept. I definitely would be looking in this area for a demand to form, a good demand to form, but that's only if this is taken out. All right, I need to see this zone taken out, and I would feel pretty good about this. There's a lot of imbalance under here, so this one here may have some give some good confirmation. So we'll play it by ear, you know what I mean? But be careful taking a trade from it. All right, that's not formed, so be careful with that. Let's move on. Swiss yen. Okay, what do we got here on the Swiss yen? On the 4-hour, let's go to the daily. All right, I got a target that we came very close to meeting, and I still think we have a good chance that our price is going to come and take out that target. You can see how bullish this market is. All right, the yen is gaining some strength while the Swiss is kind of moving on the neutral side. All right, but it's still one of the stronger pairs. So you can see that reflected here. We had the Bank of Japan decision and did this pullback here, performed that pullback. All right, but from swing low to swing high, prices come back below the 50. If price comes down and gives us bullish price action here, I'm looking to take that high out. Now we had a sweep before price came back down, and that's not something I'm gonna look past. Okay, we did have a sweep of liquidity, so the incentive for price to go higher, one would have to wonder about, right? So price is in the middle. Price is in the middle right now, so I'm going to let it make a decision. Okay, I want to see if price. Again, I like the Swiss over the yen, but the yen is gaining strength, so you want to be careful. All right, I'm looking for price to come down here, sweep this low. I'm sorry. I'm looking for price to come down here, sweep this low, and give us bullish price action back in discount. All right, so that we can take price to the upside. I like this as a pullback, a correction to this move. I like this pullback, so I'm looking for a price to give us some bullish price action here. Clear? All right, and we'll hit that target. Let's see. We can get rid of this. All right, so next is CAD yen. CAD interests me. CAD yen interests me. Let's look at the weekly really quick, just just so that you can see that we have passed a very important part to 2014, the 2014 high. All right, we have traded above it. All right, this was supply here. All right, we've broken that supply. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we've broken that supply. Why do I got all these lines and everything over here? I don't like this. I don't like all that mess. All right. We can see that we made higher highs here. Boom, on the weekly. All right, this is on the weekly now. And let's get up. All right, the CAD is and the CAD and the yen, they are kind of going in two different directions. The momentum is going in two different directions. All right. CAD was strong while the yen was the weak one, right? But since the Bank of Japan made that announcement, they made took measures, intervened and all, I'm thinking that we're heading downtown. I really do. I think that we have topped out in this market. I don't think this will be just a pullback. I think we may see this demand zone give in this market, because I do believe that the yen is going to be outperforming the CAD. All right. We just have to be very careful with the way we play this. Again, I want you to err on the side of caution here. All right. I do think that the yen is going to gain some momentum here, but this is a bullish market. I'm loath to recommend taking shorts here, as if this is the top out and we're going to reverse. I would wait. If we go to just looking at this, the breakup structure is to the upside. This is a correction of this move, and I will be looking here for bullish price action. Straight up, I'm going to be looking for bullish price action when we get here. Okay, if we get some bullish price action here, I will be taking a long position. All right, now the CAD and the yen are pretty close to each other, but they seem to be the momentum seems to be a little different on each one. One is getting stronger, one is getting weaker. All right, I'm not. Let me retract my words about taking a position on it. I'm looking for some bullish price action here. I'm looking for that confirmation to the upside, but I would be very careful. I'll be very careful taking this long. All right, I would be very careful taking this long. This was an old target. I don't know why that's still there. All right, because we did have a break of this low here, the low that's responsible for that high. That is pretty strong as far as the indication of intent by price. I don't know if we're going to make a higher high. I don't know about that. I have doubt in my head, and you can hear the hesitation in my voice with this pair. All right, I would like to be more definitive with it. So I'm looking for a bullish price action here. All right, because it's a bullish market. All right, and this looks like impulse and correction, and I'll be looking for the impulse. We're coming back in the deposit and discount. I'll be looking for a demand, taking a buy here, but I would be very careful about it, because price did take out this low here, and that's giving me pause. All right, the price starts to show bearish price action on the way up here. Price starts showing bearish price action when it makes contact with this supply zone. I might I would be managing my trade a little more aggressively, moving stop loss to break even and that kind of thing, or taking some profit. But I've outlined what I'm looking at with the CAD yen. That's enough. CAD Swiss. Now, the CAD again is weaker than the Swiss. All right, the Swiss is weak, is stronger. There is no doubt about that. So, and you can see that reflected in this pair. All right, I love the fact that on the daily, price is broken this low here. All right, I like it when when the breaks of structure are pretty clean. It tells us price is headed down. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm also noticing is that we are running into demand, right? This is 4-hour, weekly demand. I don't know why we can't see it on the other time frames. Let me make sure we can see that. I don't know how that happened. All right, so we're in demand. You see how price reacted here. All right, so this is definitely going to give us a flip area. All right, so I'm going to be looking for the supply that is responsible for that flip, and we're forming it here. And this is probably the high of it, and this is what I'll be looking for. Supply. All right, but this isn't real until this zone is taken out. All right, taken out 100%. All right, so the price could definitely go higher and all of that good stuff. All right, do I want to take a short from here? No, not into demand. Until this demand is taken out, I don't want to take a trade into it. Got it? I want to make that, I want to see this and then this, and I can take that short to the downside. Okay. So wait on this. Wait on this. Let me see if I can give it to you like this here. Yeah, wait on that. All right, it's forming. Okay, I think it's forming. All right, it can go up higher, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does. All right, but wait until this zone is taken out. I want to see this zone taken out first. Then we can do this. Easy enough, right? Why is that red? That shouldn't be red. That should be yellow. Somebody's messing up my head. Now we're going to the Aussie. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar. Okay, the Aussie is like bullish, neutral, bullish. All right. But against the US dollar, it's going to holler. Okay, so prices traded down into this demand zone. And we can see that we should be able to see it on the weekly. Yeah, there it is. Very strong weekly demand zone. I'm looking for bullish price action here. Okay, looking for bullish price action here. That's easy. We go to the 15 minute and we look for our confirmations. All right. And I'm looking for price to come back up here. Why would I look for price to come back up here? Because it was a supply, a broken demand zone here. That's not right. Broken demand zone. All right. Broken demand. All right. We had the extreme of the reaction. All right. The last reaction. None of this broke this zone until we got here. All right. So I'm looking at here. I'm looking at price to come back up here, maybe take out this high, and come up. Now, because there's so much momentum here, look for this. Look for this low, the low of this candle to be tested. Look for price to come back up, trade up into the range of this candle, and maybe price will round over and give bearish price action. And because this is itself supply, right? Easy enough to see. That is supply there. All right. And but price, when we see bearish engulfers and all, we see it trade up into the range of the bullish candle of the bearish engulfer pattern. In this case, it's a bearish one. And then we see the rounding over. So I'm looking, we'll see. I don't recommend counter trend trades from here because you'll be trading into supply. All right. Here and here. So, I'd be very, 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 very careful with that. Also, if price does give the bullish price action here, there's always the chance that price wants to pull back into premium price, like in all the other situations that I just all the other pairs that I just went through. All right, price may want to pull back into premium price because that's where we want to take our sells. I'm looking for price to come back up here, into the zone. All right, we'll see if this one holds. If it does, that's fine. If I see some definitive bearish price action on the 4-hour, make sure we look on the 4-hour. All right, if I see some definitive bearish price action there, I might have to, make an adjustment. All right, see this zone here. See how price traded into it, but left a fair value. This is a supply here. All right. We got supply here. All right. And it's kind of stacked here. All right. So price may take that liquidity out and give us bearish price action and come here and maybe not make it all the way up here. I'm hoping that it comes up here, honestly. I would like to see price sweep that high and then give us a better price, because this is near the EQ, the equilibrium of the trading range. So I'm, that would be the better case for me. All right. This, I don't really like the way this is constructed at all, but these are the areas I'll be looking to see if we get some bearish price action. I'm looking for the 15-minute confirmations. Let's go on to the next one. Aussie yen. Let's go to the daily. All right. Come on, man. All right. All right. Very bullish. The Aussie is a little stronger than the yen. All right, a little stronger than the yen for now. All right, but the yen, like I keep mentioning, it's got a little bit of bullish momentum, and you can see that reflected in Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. All right, even before that, against the Aussie dollar. Now, the thing to make note of is Does that even make sense? What I'm making note of is we have ran into a weekly zone of supply with Aussie yen. Can I just thank you? All right, and you see that we have mitigated this zone here. All right, come and mitigated the zone. We had a great reaction to it, great rejection. All right, 2 weeks of bearish candles. All right, I am not. This is a bullish market, but I am not just like I was hesitant with I think it was CAD yen. Yeah, it was CAD yen. I'm thinking that this thing might come back for the sweep. I'm thinking that this thing is going to turn bearish. I'm not too keen on looking for bullish price action here once it hits demand zones. All right, look at the last trading range from here to here. I have it from here to here. If we go down to the daily, I think that becomes a little more clearer. See, from this low, we broke structure. All right, let me make sure I draw a line so that I can help you visualize. All right, we have a break of structure to the upside. We have a mitigation of this zone. All right, I think we are turning around, honestly, just like in the CAD yen. All right, we have an inside candle here, and I'm looking for the low that is responsible for that high. We broke this low here. All right, this is this is a kind of the break right there for me. If I can just get that. All right, let's price change character on the daily, and we may be coming on down here. All right, so what I'm going to be looking for, all right, let me get rid of this, and I'm going to draw them out real careful, like, all right, you see this zone here? I like this zone for a revisit. One of the reasons being is because over to the right, there was demand here. All right, this is the last bearish candle before the upswing. All right, I'm going into the weeds, understandably. I am going into the weeds here, but we broke this this demand zone. I'm marking the wrong stuff. All right, again, I just marked the wrong stuff. All right, so we flipped this zone. We had a nice reaction to it. Bap, and then we finally broke through it. All right, I'm looking for a price to hit this flip. All right, careful, we are in a range, but we had a sweep. We had this lower sweep first of the lows, and then we swept the highs. We mitigated the zone. I'm thinking this thing is on its way down. All right, and I'm looking for price to pull back here. And maybe we get further downside action. It would be in premium, and this is where I want to take my shorts. I don't want to take a short from here. Okay, so that's my plan. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the price to pull back, start some kind of pullback, all right, towards the other edge, the edge of the trading range into premium, and we take this down. That's what I'm looking at. All right. Yeah. If we go down to the 4-hour, we can see that we are tapping at demand right now. We are tapping at demand right now. We're getting ready to eat through that demand. Price may not, price may not even make it up here. And I wish it would, because that would be the better price. All right. Price may not make it back up there. Price may get stuck right here, because this is the flip of this demand. You see the reaction to it over here, right? Boom. This is the flip of that demand. Thank you. All right. So it's forming. All right. It's forming. Let me be clear. All right. It's forming. If price takes this out, I'm looking for price to come back here. You understand? So this one is, I'm going to mark it appropriately until this zone is taken out. We have a reaction to it only right now. We only have the reaction to it. All right. Until this zone is taken out, it's still good demand. All right. It's still good demand. And I'm looking for price to come down to this one and quite possibly react, pull back to this supply, and then take out that one. Got it? I hope that doesn't confuse you at all. I'm looking for this. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Got it? That's what I'm looking for. Next, Aussie Swiss. Aussie Swiss. Look at this. All right. Aussie Swiss is pretty clean. Look on the daily. All right. Very bearish. Aussie is stronger. Is not as strong. I'm sorry, I should say. Is not as strong as the Swiss. They're two of the stronger ones, the Swiss being the strongest. And you can see that reflected in the price action, right? To the downside. Too easy. All right. This is a bearish market. All right. And the last breaks of swing structure. Right, check. Right. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Right there. Okay. All right. We got a major break of bearish structure here. All right. We have the swing structure, the daily. I mean, this is easy to say it's a bearish market. Okay. All right. We're not in a zone. We're not in a trading range. We're broken out from that trading range. We've actually come back to test the demand. The demand area was broken. I love to see it. I like to see it. All right. Broke that zone. We had the reaction. It broke through. Price came back up. Came back up. Ha, ha, ha. We tested that zone. Why is it not marked appropriately over here? Come on, man. What was that? What was that? All right. Look how close it came. Look how close it came. I don't think this thing actually, yeah. It came up into the, what do you call it? The fair value. Filled the fair value almost, all right, because fair value would be filled once it hits the bottom of that candle. But it didn't quite, there's too much bearish momentum, apparently. And but it did, you see the principle is working. There's principle works for demand to supply flips. Price will come back up. And you see how bearish it was when it came back up into the range of the supply. All right. But again, it was close. It was close. But this is in all fairness, it just missed. But whatever. It's about precision in this, and so I'm a little anal about it. So price is on its way down. Do you want to catch a falling knife? No, you don't. So what you want to wait for as price dithers here, you go down to the 4-hour and you look for your opportunity. All right. Price did come back up there, man. Wow. Came all the way out, swept the highs, and we see that all these 4-hour candles to the downside. All right. Am I looking for Swiss to take out this low? I do. All right. Do I want to take a sell right from here? No, I do not. Why? Because this demand zone is in the way. Why would I want to take a sell right into this? No, I'm not. Do I think that it'll take this low? Yeah. There's no guarantee that it will. It could come back up here and take out that high, take out this high for liquidity and mitigate the zone properly. All right. And then come down. So I want you to be aware that that potential is there. I want you to be aware that that potential is there. So this is what I want you to do. All right. This is not advice, financial advice. This is what I'm going to do. All right. And when I say this is what I want you to do, it's not advice. All right. That's really what I'm trying to tell you is what I intend on doing. Okay. So watch for the price action. Once the price hits this unmitigated zone, it's cleaning up the mess in aisle 8. All right. Is filling in the fair value gap. And I'll be looking for the price action once it reaches here. If price gives a counter trend indication like a break of market structure to the upside, taking it up here is, I think, is highly risky. I think it's highly risky. But if you see price give you the indications, I'm not going to be mad at you for taking a counter trend trade in this situation. All right. But because from this high from that low to this high, this is the trading range. All right. This is the discount and this is the premium. If you're going to take a buy, this is the area you want to take that buy. All right. So, this is something to look out for. All right. But the intent would be only to take price as a TP to take this high. This is going to be your TP if you're going to take a buy from here. I'm looking for sells. All right. I'm looking for sells, and I will definitely be looking for a price to come back into the premium of the larger trading range. This is the premium range. I would be looking for that higher quality and higher probability trade to the downside. All right. This counter trend trade, there's some risks to it, but I wouldn't be mad at you for taking it. Let's go to the next one. Aussie Canadian dollar. Aussie Canadian dollar. These two are close to each other's strength, but as you can see, the CAD, relatively speaking, pretty doggone strong against the Canadian dollar, outperforming it. All right. So what am I looking for? All right. If we just take a peek at the daily, take a peek at the daily, we can see we have a beautiful bearish engulfer formed here. And I would just love for price to pull back into that bearish engulfer. Just pull back on into this thing so I can take this high quality trade to the downside. All right. But what you want to be wary of, wary and aware, all right, is, we are in this range of price. All right. Look at the from the swing low to that swing high. All right. I want you to be careful with this. All right. This is really the range here because actually this is the high. All right. This is the high that didn't take the high out and we continued lower. So this becomes a swing low. All right. If we don't take this high out and that low out, anything that happens on the middle is part of a range, right? Part of the trading range, right? And this was that peak of that trading range, right? And I'm looking at price make these lower lows and lower highs on the microstructure, the internal microstructure, right? So I'm not keen on taking trades in the middle of all of this. All right. This is kind of messy to me. All right. And it should be messy to you too. But we have a very strong daily close on this candle for Friday. All right. If we just take a peek at the week, all right, it wasn't the most definitive week, but we did close bearishly on the week. Look at the weeks prior, doji, whatever, this is a bearish market, but it's taking its time on the way down. So we do have a little wind to our back. Yes. And I like the fact that we can see that price is kind of holding on to some kind of trend, but I would be looking for price to pull back. I'll be looking for price to pull back, and it did actually. It pulled back into this zone already once, and we've continued bearishly from there. All right, do I want to take a short from here? No, I do not. I do not want to take a short from just any old place, man. Come on. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this because that's just too garish. All right, so we already know where we are in price. All right, I'm looking at this zone right here. All right, I'm looking at this zone right here for supply. I'm going to be looking for price to pull back to this zone because you can look at this price action and just see that price is probably not just going to continue on down. All right, I'm looking for price to pull back. I'm looking for price pullback, and I'm going to be looking for bearish price action here for price to continue lower. All right, and I would be very, very careful doing so. All right, this is the range of supply here, and again, we've already pulled back into it once. All right, so a pull away, daylight, and then pull back into it. I think that that would be a safe entry. Relatively safe entry going back into the zone. I like the structure here. I like the fact that we pulled up into it already and formed an unmitigated zone of supply. Yeah, so yeah, I don't mind this at all. So we'll see. We'll see if price pulls back and gives us bearish price action here, and then we can take it down to and TP at the daily demand down here. Let's move on. Aussie New Zealand dollar. Aussie New Zealand dollar. I don't like trading these pairs because they tend to move sideways a lot, and the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar, much like the euro and pound, their economies are kind of closely related, and it can be a little bit frustrating sometimes. But every so often you get a move like this here, right? So as far as who's stronger and who's weaker, the New Zealand dollar is much weaker than the Aussie at the moment. At the moment, all right? I don't know why I have this alarm here. This was an old alarm that I set, and it is no longer relevant. All right, so if we go to the daily, again, the Aussie dollar is stronger than the New Zealand dollar, all right? And you can see it is outperforming its cousin. Okay, so on the daily you can see bullish price action, easy to spot, right? Not hard. Higher highs and higher lows. All right, and look at the close to the candle last week. Are we starting to show signs of exhaustion? Are we starting to show that? There might be some kind of exhaustion showing there. All right, so maybe it's ready to make a pullback. I want to check out the oh my gosh, let me get rid of all of this. All right, so let's see if we go to the weekly. I want to see where we can look to see it hit a top, where it will top off, and price is in the range of these candles here. Here we are. Here we are. All right, so we are hitting supply. Why do I keep calling it supply, demand, and demand, supply? All right, so we are hitting it here. All right, and come on, man. We can just get this thing to cooperate. All right, so we can start looking for price to give some bearish price action right here. Okay. Did we even need to do that? No, we didn't. If we just mark this here like so, yeah, I'm going to use this just like so. All right, so we're in supply. Didn't even need to go to FXCM. All right, so we're in supply here, and I'm looking for price to start turning over, give us some bearish price action for a pullback. All right, and I'm looking at this demand zone here, a daily demand zone. It's unmitigated, it's imbalanced, and there was a sweep. All right, so it wasn't a complete sweep, but it's a good enough sweep. This is the breakout area here. So I expect price, like I mentioned earlier, to, make a revisit these areas. And I'll be looking for a bullish price action to continue higher. All right. Do I want to take what do you call it? A buy into supply? No, I don't. I loathe to do that, but I will in this case because we are in a bullish market, and once price reaches here as a TP, all right. Again, just understand I'm looking at ranges of price. This is 100 over 100 pips. I'm going to take that, and I will manage my trade once it gets up here. It's that simple. Take partials. I can move my stop loss to break even and all that good stuff. All right. So what about counter trend trades here? Look for bearish price action to confirm that it wants to go lower. All right. And I would look for, on the 4 hour, I would look for supply to fail. I want to see supply fail. That's my rule. I want to see supply fail before I take a trade into that. All right, because if it's just a mitigation, price could just come down here and smack you back up in the face. You want to wait till, demand. I want to wait for that demand to fail before I can take sells. That's it. So wait for this to fail. Wait for the demand, the supply that is responsible for taking this demand zone out, and then you can take it down here. All right, that makes sense to me. All right, but the Aussie dollar is stronger than the New Zealand dollar, so bear that in mind. All right, I'm looking for buys in this market. All right, so bear that in mind. That's all. All right, be careful with your trading, folks. Be careful with your trading. NZD USD. Let's look at the NZD pairs, and this is the last few on the list. Okay. And I appreciate you for staying this long. Thank you for watching. I need these watch hours to help my YouTube channel to grow. Okay. NZD USD. NZD is much weaker than the US dollar. And these are perfect pairs to put against each other. One is swinging higher, the other one is swinging lower in as far as momentum. So let's go with that. All right. You can see this is a very bearish market. There is nothing but lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. And we have a target down here at 0.56459, right? And I believe that we will hit this target next week. This is where I'll be looking for a bullish price action. Do I want to take a sell here? No, I do not. I'm waiting for a pullback. Where do I think it will pull back to? I'm looking at this demand zone. This supply zone, sorry. Because you see there is a supply zone there. And on the 4 hour, we can see it here. Nice and clean. All right, I have an alert here waiting for price to pull back up into that. All right, for a clean entry. And then I'll take a sell down here. That's the only thing I'm looking for. That's it. All right. You want to take a counter trend trade? You can if you want to. I don't recommend it because it's kind of like out of nowhere. All right. So I'm going to move on. Let's New Zealand dollar yen. Let's take a look at this New Zealand dollar yen. The first thing I want to take a look at is the daily. All right. Again, how is the yen in relation to the New Zealand dollar? New Zealand dollar is weak, right? But one is getting weaker. The other one is gaining strength. All right. So, and the yen is the one that's gaining strength. And you can see that reflected in the price action, that bearish move here, that bearish move. All right. So this is a 2-month zone of supply, 2-month zone of supply. If we look at it on the NZD JPY on the weekly, you can see what this market is looking like, right? And price is breaking structure to the upside, right? And then that changes once we hit the mitigation here, this 2-month zone. And I say 2-month, right? Look, let's just go to the 2 months just so you can see. All right. That's a well-formed zone of supply here. And you see the rejection as we just hit the very beginnings of it. All right. Very sensitive. Prices has a very sensitive reaction to it. All right. So if we go back to the weekly, we can see a lot of sideways movement once we did make the initial touch, right? And we moved sideways. All right. And then Japan made its announcement, the Bank of Japan, and we see that happen. All right. So I'm looking for more bearish price action to come. All right. So if we go to the 4-hour, I'm looking for more bearish price action. All right. There's a weekly zone here. All right. That, you know, it's not really necessary to mark on the 4-hour. All right. Actually, let's go to the daily so we can get a closer view of this. Do I think prices come all the way back up here? No, I don't. I think we're going to take these lows out. You see this low here? The way the week closed, the last week closed, it was very bearish close, and it left relatively equal lows down here. All right, and that's usually a very good draw on price. I don't think we're going to reject from here and turn around. I don't. So price is coming down into this 4-hour zone, and we can see that clearly on here. All right, pretty nice, well formed, but I don't think price is going to hold here. I think we're going to sweep, and we'll probably sweep down here for sure to the relative equal lows there. I don't think this, the way it's structured, is strong. All right, when we get down here, then I can start to think about price holding. I will start to think about price holding, all right, because it did break some highs from this zone here, all right. But right now, we're bearing down into this, and we're getting ready to take out what I considered a strong low. Once we start taking out strong lows, because it made a new high relative to these, right? Broke the trading range highs, right? Once we take that out, we can count on further declines in this market. So with that being said, I'm waiting for supply to be taken out. I want to see supply get taken out. All right. If we get a pullback here, before this zone, before the zone is taken out, all right, I'll be looking here. All right. I'll be looking in this area here. There's a smaller 4-hour zone in there. And I like that 4-hour zone. So it hasn't been swept. The high hasn't been swept of it. So it was close. All right. And I will look for price to pull back into this, and maybe we can get a nice reaction. There is another zone on top of that. I will keep my eye on that one as well. This is my intent. This is my plan. Price comes up here. It starts to get a little bit more doubtful. All right. Because things would have to fundamentally change for that kind of pullback, in my view. But if it happens, I'll be ready to look for bearish price action once it reaches there. But this is where I'm looking to continue the bearish movement in this market. All right, maybe we get it here, or maybe we get it here. But in each area, I'm looking for price to give me bearish price action here or bearish price action here. Got it? I think that makes sense. Let me look at this zone on the daily here. This is this whole area here is where I'm looking at. This is what I would consider the range of the supply. So I'm looking to see if price will hold there. Okay. Let's look at the NZD Swiss. NZD Swiss. Look at the daily. Look at it. All right. So we got I'm going to get rid of that there. NZD Swiss, the New Zealand dollar is weak against the Swiss. The New Zealand dollar is weak against the Swiss, and you can see that clearly reflected in this downward move and the downward lower lows and lower highs here. Okay, this is the EQ of this range of price here, and I was hoping that price would pull back up into it. All right, I'm no longer got that on my scope. All right, so I have to make an adjustment. Boom. All right, so this is the latest leg of bearish price action here, right? And if price fills in this imbalance here, all right, it fills in this imbalance here and comes up here, I will be looking for bearish price action because it's in premium price, and I'll be looking for bearish price action to take it down further. I'm not sure we're going to get that kind of pullback. All right, there's a lot of momentum in this bullishness. However, why I think there's a possibility it might come up because we're mitigating a weekly zone of demand, and a weekly zone of demand can send price a little further, put some wind behind its back because it's mitigating a higher time frame zone. So what do we have here? Similar to what we were looking at. I can't remember which one it was, but I'm going to look for this pattern. This is the kind of pattern that says we might be going back up. All right, I would like to see it past these highs. I like to see this and then a pullback. All right, when I talk about confirmations and whatnot. But this one is interesting because this says that there's a change of character on the 4-hour time frame here, and I'll be looking to see if this low gets honored here, and I'll be looking for bullish price action here, and that would be a nice counter trend trade. I will tell you that. But if that doesn't happen, I'm looking for this zone to be taken out, right? And I will see what is left behind. If price takes out this high, then I'm looking on the 4-hour, then I'm looking for a pullback, and I will take it up. All right, but something would have to fundamentally change for that to happen, for a change of character to bring it all the way back up here. We just got to realize that this is one of the clues that I'm looking for: a bullish move to the opposite side, breaking some market structure. So the key is waiting to see if this low gets honored as price is pulling back into this 4-hour zone of demand. Okay, so let's see what happens there before we start getting all elaborate and the way I like to do it and confuse you and stuff. All right, so we'll see. We're going to keep our eye on this price action here. All right, and if we take this low, good. We made another low, and I'll be looking. If we break this low, I'm looking for price to take this high. If we take this high, I'm looking for price to give me a counter trade entry, a safe one. You understand? But as far as shorts goes, I'm not willing to look for shorts as it's mitigating a 4-hour zone just yet. I need to see a daily zone get taken out, and I don't know if we're going to get that anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. This one we're going to have to wait on and be patient. NZD CAD is the last of the pairs, of the FX pairs. Okay, NZD CAD. Now the CAD is relative to NZD stronger. They're both weak, but you can see how the CAD is outperforming the NZD, the New Zealand dollar. So I'm looking for more bearish price action. Where are we at? We're at a zone right now. All right, and can we see that zone? Yes, this is the weekly time frame, and you can see how well formed this zone is. All right, we're in the upper portion of it. This is the daily. This is a daily zone, but this is the whole weekly zone that we're in. All right. And we're just now touching it, just now touching it. You understand? So I'm looking for price to give me some bullish price action here, because this is the better areas to look for counter trend trades when it's mitigating an opposing demand zone. Why is it the wrong color? Somebody got to point these things out, man, because otherwise we'll get confused. All right. So, or I'm going to get confused. This is the daily. The daily here is very bearish coming into this zone. All right, but we are mitigating a higher time frame zone. Simple as that. So we just got to keep that in mind. I'm going to mark it here as weekly. All right, on the daily, I'm going to be looking for bullish price action. All right, for maybe price wants to pull back for a correction, right? If we go to the 4 hour, we can see the price action a little better for sure. All right, and you can see we got a 2 candle pullback here, kind of a weakish kind of demand supply zone here. All right, the price flushes, pulls back into it, then flushes again. I'm looking here. I'm looking for a pullback into this. All right, now we're mitigating here. All right, we're mitigating this zone. This is what I'm trying to tell you to do. This is what I'm trying to, I'm not giving you any advice. I don't know why I said that. This is what I'm going to look for. Bullish price action in the circle, right? I'm looking to see if this zone gets taken out. If this zone gets taken out, that is demonstrating to me on the 4 hour that price wants to go higher. All right. But I need to see this zone taken out first before I think about taking a counter trend trade up. All right. Right now on the 4 hour, if I see something like this, right, we'll take it out. I'm looking at this demand zone here for a high quality trade, high quality counter trend trade. But I don't recommend taking a counter trend trade. I'm looking for shorts. All right. I'm looking for shorts, and I'm looking for price to maybe come up to the 50% in here. And if I get bearish price action, then I'll be looking to take out these lows. All right. The weekly zone is vast, and my TP, like I mentioned earlier, would only be down to just above that 50% mark of the weekly zone. I can't swing for the fences because we're going into demand. All right, I'm not going to wait till this demand is taken out before I start looking for shorts. Don't be ridiculous. All right, so I'm looking for shorts. This is where I'll be looking for it. All right, if you want to take a counter trend trade, I do not recommend them, but I would wait until this supply is taken out first for counter trend trades. Barring that, I'm looking for shorts. Easy. All right, that's the last one. I appreciate you. For those that stuck and looked through the whole video, I really appreciate that. Let me know what your comments are. If you have any questions about any of the pairs I went over all of them. Doggone it. This is about as comprehensive as we get. I do this every so often. All right. I think this is going to be a very productive week, but it's going to be tricky. That's why I left some guides out there for you. I think it's going to be tricky because of the last week and the crazy swing that we had. We might see some crazy snapback moves this week. So I want you to be on your toes. I want you to be armed and ready and prepared. All right. And this is my way to help you to be prepared. All right. Shout out to my man Drunken Monkey that's also doing his bit to make sure our members at Lions Den FX are well prepared for the future, for this week coming up. All right. There's not a lot of high impact news coming up this week. So this is going to be a good week to trade in my view. All right. I want to hear from you. If you give me some feedback, leave some comments. If you took one of these setups and you thought about it and it matches your trading styles, trading plan, or your analysis, and you took that trade and you found some success, please let me hear from you. All right. And if it went the other way, I don't mind hearing from you. You said, you got this wrong. Okay, I got it wrong. I got something wrong on Thursday. I took some ill-advised mid-range trades in euro, and I got those wrong. All right, I live with it. The next day I did a little better, of course. All right, I don't have very many negative days, but people have negative days. You're going to lose in this game. All right, this is a game of probabilities. The key is to win more than you lose and win better than how you lost. You understand? We're talking about risk to reward and all that good stuff. But I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and do check out the currency currency analysis I did on each individual currencies, the futures currencies. All right, the currency futures, excuse me. All right, I'll leave it on your screen now, and I'll see you in the next video.